Have you ever noticed that the people who try to bring others down often aren't the strongest in the room, but the ones who feel the most unsure? And at the same time, the people who quietly uplift others, include them, and stay grounded in who they are rarely need to prove anything at all. Welcome to Soul Time, a show that explores the world of unlocking your unique potential. My name is Dr. Katja Makowka, and I'm a teacher at school, a former teacher at universities, and a stress and mental coach. And I'm your host. In many environments, schools, social media, even adult conversations, putting others down can sometimes look like confidence. It can sound like boldness, like being honest, like being real. But let's be clear, putting others down is not strength. It's not confidence. It may create a moment of feeling superior, a moment of feeling above, a moment of control. But that moment doesn't come from strength. It comes from something else. When we look a little deeper, we often see something very human behind this behavior. Sometimes it's insecurity, sometimes it's comparison, sometimes it's the need to belong or not to be the one left out. And sometimes it's a learned pattern. Sometimes people have seen, experienced, or normalized over time. Because in some environments, putting others down has become so common that is even labeled as I'm just being real. But honesty isn't humiliating people. Being real doesn't mean being hurtful. That's not authenticity. That's an excuse to avoid responsibility for our behavior. And when we don't question it, it quietly becomes part of the culture. Real strength looks very different. It doesn't need to prove anything. It doesn't need to dominate. It doesn't need to make others feel small to feel secure. Real strength is grounded, calm, and intentional. It shows up in moments like choosing not to join in when someone is being talked about, and staying kind when others are not, and allowing others to shine without comparison, and encouraging instead of competing. Strong people don't rise by lowering others. They rise by lifting others up, by encouraging growth, by creating space where people feel safe to try, to fail, and to keep going. Because real confidence doesn't fear someone else's light. It recognizes it, respects it, and makes room for it. And these moments don't always look big or dramatic. They happen in conversations, in group settings, in small comments, in moments where something is said and we feel that quiet pause, that moment where we can join in, stay silent, or choose differently. And that choice matters because every time we choose not to participate in putting someone down, every time we choose respect over reaction, we are shaping who we are, not perfectly, but consistently. And children are watching. They don't just listen to what we say, they observe how we act, and they notice who joins in who stays grounded, who speaks up, who chooses kindness when it's not the easiest option. And from this, they form their understanding of what strength looks like, what belonging requires, how people gain respect. If they see that power comes from putting others down, they may follow that pattern. But if they see that strength comes from respect, integrity, and encouragement, they learn something entirely different. They learn that they don't have to become less kind to belong. And they don't have to make others small to feel strong. So as we close today's episode, take a moment to reflect. Where have you seen this dynamic in your life? Where have you felt the pull to react instead of respond? And where could you choose differently, even in a small way? Because strength isn't about being louder, sharper, or more dominant. Strength isn't achieved by making others feel less. Strength is shown in how we treat people, especially when it's not easy. Strong people don't put others down, not because they are trying to be better, but because they don't need to. They are secure enough to lift others up, to encourage, to create spaces where people can grow instead of shrink. And when we live that consistently and imperfectly, for sure, we show the next generation something really powerful. Strength isn't about standing above others. It's about standing firmly within yourself and helping others rise with you. And if we want kids to win in life, we must show them how. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to Soul Time. I'm very grateful because you have given me the greatest treasure of your life, your time. If you enjoyed this episode, click the subscribe button so that you get a notification every time a new episode is out.